You know, sometimes I think the liturgy has a sense of humor or a sense of irony. We listen to the first reading of Job and his suffering, and he ends saying, "I shall not see happiness again." And we say, "Thanks be to God." Suffering is a question that people have asked why since the beginning of creation. It seems so inherent within the human condition. We see Job was a man who was rich, had a family, and lost it all. And all he could say was, why? Why is this happening to me? Yet, he didn't really get an answer. Suffering and sickness, possession of demons in past times, and even up to the time of Jesus, was very much a part of living. We forget that in past ages, the lifespan of human beings was much less than it is today. A man would live to be 30 or 40, and it would be normal to die at that young age. Today we have science, and we've advanced, and we have knowledge of how to treat illness and sickness and vaccines. But if you think about it, less than 100 years ago, 5 million people died from the flu back in 1918. Today we have a vaccine, we have penicillin, and the antibiotics that defeat the flu. We've made advances. But sickness and death, our bodies are kind of a built-in obsolescence to them. Something in creation, when man became disordered with God, brought about death, suffering, and dying into creation. To know the whys and wherefores is not something we're going to know right now. It's not something that I think anybody's going to come up with a magic answer or solve it. In today's gospel, Jesus, we see, goes to the house of Simon and Andrew, and Simon's mother-in-law sick. He cures her, she serves him. The whole town hears of it, and after the Sabbath ends, they're all at the front door of the house wanting to be healed. But notice in the morning, Jesus goes off by himself to pray. And the apostles, taken up by the healing and what the miracles that Jesus did, they pursued him and said, "The people are looking for you. They want to see you." But what they wanted to see was the miracles, the healing. And Jesus said, "No, I'm here to teach. I'm going on to other towns and teach the Word of God." Certainly, when he saw need and somebody passed by that he could help, he healed them. He drove out demons. But he knew he was there to teach the Word of God, to bring people to God, not to be some kind of a miracle word or spectacle. He knew that as a human being, he too had to die. He took on life knowing he had to suffer, he had to die, he had to rise, so that all of us could come back and be with his Father. So when we think of Job and suffering and Jesus and his teaching and his healing, let us remember that it is all part of our human condition. It is part of a cycle that will eventually bring us back to God our Father and unite us in a different time, a different place, when all that we find a mystery now will be revealed to us then.